What's up, gang? We are back at the turbo today. I think we can get it going. I got a new power supply, well, rebuilt one installed, and we got some good voltage going. So we made some progress on it last time, and I think it should go pretty well. I did find out what was going on with the stick shift. Felt like it was sticking through mud too. Just some little things. I got to clean up the wiring that's in there, and it definitely needs a bath. It is super dirty. But let's keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully we can play some turbo at the end of this video. Stay tuned.
Stuff would be great if it wasn't for the customers.
I'm Walter Day, the father of esports, and you're watching Matty Mo's Arcade.
And you know how long it's been I played Whac-A-Mole?
I'm getting ready to attack. Fanny pack attached. Tokens are all stacked. Got the mallet in my grasp. Waiting for the moles, hiding in their holes. Score, we're keeping tally. I'll be playing till they close now. Can't nobody beat my high score. You can't beat my high score. Can't nobody beat my high score. You can't beat my high score. I'm a mallet master, a single-fisted blaster. You can ask my baby, it starts slow then gets faster. I'm a record setter.
Okay, I made a little bit of progress. I got some garbage to boot to the screen. The monitor was acting really crazy, like the sync was kind of out of whack. And I played with the hold pots a little bit and started getting close, and then I just kind of tapped on it and it came on. So I think the solder might be loose on those pots, but that's not a big deal. I can pull that out. I got a really ugliness mess going on in here, but I have tidied up the wiring, and as in the fact that I know where what everything is and where it's supposed to go. And this is the only power supply that I had that would work in here. The other ones, I guess, just weren't beefy enough, and it just could put out, or the fuse would crap out. So I have power from the game wired to this underneath, powered into there. Then it comes out. I also have AC here, but I'm not using that. And then I have the 5 volts and the 12 volts running through here, and it's all buttoned up. There's no live wires floating around in there like there was before. I got the board powered on and nothing caught on fire. I used my soundboard out of my stacks that I have. I think I'm going to start with repinning these connectors, and I need to pull the chips and clean the legs on them, on the ROMs, EPROMs, I can't remember what they are on this one. I've had this game before, and that's what I've done probably 10 to 100 times. A lot of times, really, whenever I was playing this game all the time. The chips, I don't know if it's just oxidation, or they just won't sit in the sockets very well. I already checked them and pushed the chips back in, and not a single one of them was pushed in all the way, and I wasn't getting anything before that. So that's what I'm going to do next. Yeah, I'm actually just going to do the chips, check it. But I do think before I give it back to the customer, I'm going to have to repin all these connectors. There's just so much oxidation on this thing. It's crazy. But this isn't a collector restoration. This is trying to get the game going for a customer on a budget. They want to play it. I can get it going, but it ain't going to be pretty. We could go farther and do more with it, but it would cost them more money. And, you know, this game's just not very valuable. So it is what it is. I am going to take about 500 zip ties and clean this shit up that's in here. This is just awful. I can't have a game come through the shop and go out looking like that. That's just embarrassing. But give me a minute. I am going to work on the garbage on the monitor. It looks like we're missing a color or two as well. I'm not too worried about that. I just capped it, so I think the monitor's good, other than the pots, which are located right through there. Kind of weird. And the width coil too, actually. Oh, did you see that? What happened? Whoa, what happened? Well, I'm glad I caught that on video. So something went. I wonder if it was just a I don't know what that is. Maybe I do need to repin these connectors because it is working at the moment. So let's see if we can clean it up. And we don't have any red. Let's see if we can fix that real fast. Okay, so we have our... No, I don't see any. Oh, they're on the back side. So they're right here. I just heard something flub up. Okay, they are red, green, and blue, so if I didn't screw this up. Okay, let me get my little adjustment screwdriver. Sorry, this was unplanned. I didn't expect that to actually just come on. That was kind of weird. Okay, so I'm just trying to get to this red pot and turn it up. But I can't really see what I'm doing. It's not one I can turn with my hand. Oh, I think I got it in there. And we are turned all the way up. No, wait a minute. Where's my screwdriver? Am I in there? No, I'm not in there. Try to use the camera. This is hard. It's hard to film and shoot and do the work. Bear with me. I don't even know if my little screwdriver will fit in here. Okay, I think I turned it up. I'm not sure. Let's see what we got here. Okay, no sound, no cars. We are playing low. We got no steering really. No steering. Got some graphics issues. No power's good. See if I can get it in focus. So there's no, I'm not on here and there's no enemies on here. We're just cruising. Low, high. And can't really control the speed very well. Well, we do have work to do, but there's signs of life for sure. Stick around. Just about done pulling these chips and cleaning them out. I figure we'll do this last one together, and then we will put the board back together and install it in the machine. And then I think I'm going to repin at least a couple connectors. Definitely the video connector, and possibly some power. I want to make sure the power's got a good clean connection coming in. So basically all I do is I take my little teeny tiny flathead screwdriver and I just insert it in and then kind of pry up just a little bit from both sides. I've covered this in another video, I think. And then free it up and pull it out. And this is why I kind of wanted to do this on camera. Let's see if I can show that. It is awful. Come on, focus. There we go, kind of see it. See all the black soot and oxidation and stuff? That there's no way that's making good contact. Hopefully you can see that there. So what I'm doing is, I don't want to do it over this board. Am I zoomed in? Hang on. I'm trying to make sure my camera angle's decent. So I'm just taking this sanding sponge or block from Harbor Freight and just running it over the edges. These are so bad. I wouldn't recommend doing this on a normal board. Mostly I would do it myself probably in a lot of situations, but you can easily snag a leg and rip it off. So you want to be careful if you're doing this at home. But that stuff was so bad on here. And I know that this board was going to be like that every time I messed with one. I've owned 3 myself and worked on a few. The chips have always been super oxidized. Not really this bad. This almost looks like fire damage, but just takes a second. Just scratch all that crap off. Hopefully the socket's okay. I'm gonna take a toothbrush to it. That's what I've been doing. And if I have to resocket some stuff, I have to resocket some stuff. I've never had to before though. Okay, let's see if I can show you the difference now. Come on, focus. I'm gonna have to hold it in my hand. Okay, there we go. See, much better. Nice and clean. And then you want to make sure this one, the notch is on this side. Sometimes it's a circle, sometimes that circle is the notch, but the notch is this one on this chip, and they're all facing this way. So let's see, we're on this one right here. Okay, this brush, definitely dusty. Everything's going to need a good cleaning once I get it to work. We're just going to clean it enough to get in there. Now how I do this, is just kind of get one side in. See if I can do it this way. This is opposite the way I normally do it. And then I pinch these, try to pinch these all in at the same time. Then you just want to make sure all your legs are in. Snap it down good and firm. Now this is the bottom board. It's easy to just push down on the table. But we have to put this board back on. Back out here. So when you're doing the chips on the top board, you want to brace it underneath. So if you're doing like this chip here, you want to hold your hand and push, because you can flex the board and you can crack solder joints, and you can crack traces, lots of stuff. That board was pretty clean compared to this top board. I'm not sure if it was a fire or if somebody flung soda on it. Maybe it wasn't in a game. I'm really not sure. You never know with this stuff. Don't know what its story is. These guys don't cooperate either. I know it's this ribbon cable isn't sitting in the right spot. It doesn't want to push in. What's going on here? There we go. So that should be fairly easy. Okay. Back up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. You kind of want to tuck it in here, because that's the way it was for 30 whatever years. And it needs to go back in there, kind of like that, for it all to rest together nice. Can't see what I'm doing. It is hard to film and work. There we go. Okay. Put that one there. And we'll get the soundboard here. Like I said, this is my soundboard. And if you didn't see the first part, the soundboard that was in it had a little fire. Had a guy blow out here, smoked all the way up through here. I thought it was going to be a way worse situation than what it was, but I'm not going to worry. I'll fix this for my game later, and I'll just use mine for now. I'm on a time crunch, so all right. Let me find a good place for us to go here. Okay, that'll work for now, I suppose. I think these connectors are 0.156 for these header pins. Got everything on this side. I'll make sure this is plugged in. Oh, that's what I didn't do. I didn't put all of the plastic brackets back in place. No. So I do have a video signal, you saw, and it is a little messed up, which could be this board, it could have been the ROMs were nasty looking. It could have been the wires. Could have been these header pins. Could have been the pins inside the Molex connectors. But I know my voltage is good. Let's see here. Let's see it this way. Might be able to hear how crazy it is out in the arcade today. We got a lot to do out there. Can't get to it. Got a lot to do back here too. Okay, so we got all of our connectors here. Everything is labeled there, and it's got a sticker that labels it here. So I can see A goes to A. A is power for sure. Let's see what else we got. Looks like we got some power on this one. The video actually just comes from the monitor, and it only goes here. So this one I'm definitely going to repin. But let's go ahead and see what she looks like now. See if that does any better. Might get lucky and just have to sand these off a little bit. Everything fits on there real tight, so it may not be a... Oh, there you go there. It may not need all of the BS. It may just need just a little cleaning off. I don't think the pins are wore out or anything. It seems like maybe this game quit working. The power supply went out on it, and then it sat forever, and then somebody more recently tried to put a switcher in, which eventually died. I think they got it going. The steering is hacked. We don't have any steering at the moment, but I don't know if that's the game board or if it has something to do with their wiring job that they got going on. And there is one connector that we aren't connecting in, and that is G or H. We'll find out in a second. And I think maybe there isn't a connector for that one. I can't remember for sure, but there isn't one in this game anywhere that's labeled. And I looked, but I'm thinking that there isn't one that goes there. I'm thinking that whenever I first got this game, this was like my first game. Oh, no, that's not my second. Space Invaders was my first. When I first got it, though, I was wondering. So I have H, and so G is the one that isn't. I do kind of remember thinking, oh man, I'm missing a connector. That's probably why this game isn't working. And I looked and looked, and of course couldn't find it. Got these little things that hold this in. I'm not going to worry about finalizing this, as I think I'm still going to have to do a little bit of work here. And we'll put these wing nuts down and hold it in. Okay, now I just want to plug this video back in, and we can fire her up and test that out. This guy's going to go here. Missing it. It's on there. And let me show you. I don't know if I showed this the other day. Let's see. So right here I have, normally you would plug your video connector in here. All of these pins were broken, and there was no solder pads left, basically. So I had to run a jumper wire anyway. Well, now the integrity is compromised, and those pins aren't going to be solid. So there's no way I can plug in and test. So I just ran wires. This is a 6-pin connector. This is a 6-pin connector. It's showing that I'm only using 5 wires. The game came on, so it doesn't need that extra one for sync, which was the vertical. So I just put this kind of a little rig right in there with those same pins through it, and I think that'll do us. Hopefully it won't bounce around too much and come undone on him on his ride home. So Let me see if we can get set up here without blinding you. Actually, that's not too bad. Okay. I think we are ready. Unplugged anything else? Just making sure. Okay, we got the scoreboard up here. Has a ribbon cable needs to be plugged in. This one's majorly in the way when you're trying to work on it. It's the first one I pulled out. And we weren't getting any sound. I don't know if it's power or connection. I haven't figured that one out yet. But I think we're ready to go. Kill some lights so we can see them on. And buttons on the side. No sound still. I do hear the speaker popping. Oh. Let me turn this off. Okay, so we're not getting our garbage on the screen anymore. Don't really see an image. So what I'm going to do is just kind of wiggle on this video cable at the board. So this is what I was doing last time I got an image. So this is what tells me I think I need to repin this. Let me see here. Good times, good times. Monitor is making some weird noises, like the sync is way off or something. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull this and turn this off and repin this connector. So we are not getting a good solid signal from it. I can see something, but it doesn't look like the game. Alright, so let's be right back. Let's be right back. I'll be right back. Well, bad news. I did get the connectors repinned, and it's nice and snug on there. I don't think I was going to have any problem with that connection. I made sure that the connections were good here, and then when I powered it on, the power supply that was sitting here crapped out and lost 12 volts. So I had no red LED here, and I had nothing going on in the game. So I'm going to have to buy another power supply for this and get it ordered and get it shipped out. I don't have any here, and I don't want to rebuild one and put it in here because that's just not working. It's killed 2 rebuilt ones, and I'm not sure why, but it's hogging up the 12 volts pretty good. So I need to track that down, but this isn't something I'm going to be able to finish this weekend, and I have a lot of stuff that needs to be done this weekend. So I'm going to be moving on to K7000 monitor. I got to get ready for a Simpsons, and here's the tube here. So sorry we couldn't get it done. I was really close. I thought it was at least going to play today, but stay tuned to the next one. We'll get a power supply, we'll get it in here and continue on. I'm going to go ahead and if I get time anyway, clean up this wiring that's in the bottom, just because I hate looking at it. And yeah, that's about it. We'll wrap it on this one for today. Thanks for watching. So these 2 right here are going to be ground and 5 volts. So what do we get here? Did I not turn the game on? I didn't turn the game on. I guess that would help. Hang on.
here it is. A nice little trade. Person I traded got what they wanted. I got what I wanted. And a pretty good deal on it too. Super hang on.
Get what I want.
That comes later.
Yeah.
Okay. It's on fire.
Whoa.
Lots of smoke.
Well, that's bad.
Yeah, well, thanks for watching.
When you take care of people, people take care of you in this community.
That's the truth.
So everyone, please remember that. Even if we're competitors, we're not enemies.